Thanks for coming round. We'll make you laugh before you go. Welcome to the Mermen. Welcome to the show.
All right. I think I need you to handle this today.
Oh, I have to do
Can
it?
you carry us?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. I'm too wheezy. That's good. I like it when you carry the burden once in a while there.
All right.
I'm usually the horn guy.
Yeah, you're not feeling well.
Well, I just flew in from Canada, first of all. So even if I was feeling okay, I'd be on fumes. It's been an aggressive 2 weeks. I did a 7-day run in Vegas and then a 5 or 6 night run in Winnipeg, Canada. In the middle of that, I changed my flight to help you get across the desert.
I know that. Let's just get into the show. We'll talk about it. All right.
First quarter.
Yeah, you can just go on a rant all of a sudden right at the beginning.
I was just trying to let you know what I've been up to is all.
All right. The only reason I blew the show without you blowing it, because, you know, I'm not anti-blowing the show, but I don't care about it as much as you do.
It's important to me.
Yeah, I know. So we'll keep doing it. Is because you drove me back from Vegas. You changed your flight.
Friend. I'm the best friend somebody could have. I would do something like that for a friend in a heartbeat.
You're a good friend. I will say that. I really was like thankful for having you as a friend. So Dave was.
You could say best friend.
Yeah, there's my smoker's cough I have right now because my lungs are filled with whatever.
It's gonna be a wheezy.
We were both in Vegas. I was doing shows at the Mirage with Jim Jeffries, and Dave was doing a whole week at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club, and I was there with my friends as well from Florida, and like showing them around and stuff. And Dave changed his flight and drove me back, and this is why. Because starting on Thursday, this is why we did not do a podcast last week.
Sorry, we didn't do a podcast last week.
Sorry, we didn't do one. By the way, nobody wrote to us. Yeah. I was like, "Where's the podcast?"
Normally, there's like one tweet,
or someone like DMs you like, "Hey, do you guys have a podcast this week?" No one gave a shit. Or they're catching up, or I don't know. Maybe we have no listeners left anymore, but. No, I don't think that's true. We definitely.
Well, Luis drove over so we could do a podcast there.
Yep.
We did it. We did a live on location at Vegas.
Wait. Is that why you drove over, Luis?
I mean, yeah, I wanted to be with you guys in Vegas. You know, it'd be a good experience for all three of us.
One reason, though.
We wanted to gamble for 2 hours.
Yeah, I think you had some vouchers or something.
I had some $130 that was going to expire in 2 days if I didn't.
Yeah. You didn't know this?
Vouchers for what?
Like
just like
free play or something, like for casino.
Money.
That was the real reason he came.
And then you blew it.
Yeah. He tried.
He was super nice, and he wasn't upset at us when we didn't use the episode at all. I was like, man,
yeah. He really tried to act like, guys, I'm here. Let's do
Team
it.
player.
Doing this for you guys.
Expiring vouchers. That was the real reason he drove to Vegas and back.
And then I lost it. So
yeah.
But now you feel better about it, right?
So
they didn't go to waste.
I mean, no, they did.
Yeah, the whole thing was a waste. We did record a podcast sitting in my hotel suite, and
wasn't great. We recognized it right away.
It was just there's a lot of things that weren't going right, and I wasn't feeling well. But for days, I was having like pains in my chest when I did shit. Like if I bent over and tied my shoes, I stretched or I breathed, but it was muscular because I was doing stuff. And I was like, man, I feel like shit. And you had like some cough. You said it was like from the desert.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a dry cough.
Yeah. Anyways, like mine got worse. I went like hiking. I wasn't drinking or doing drugs, anything like that. I don't do that usually in Vegas anyways, not anymore. But I was eating like rich dinners and things like that with my friends. And we were like doing a lot of activities, just like, steak and this and that.
Yeah. And
man, the pain got worse. Then it transferred to my back. Then my legs are really heavy. And if you read any of those signs and stuff, it's like, oh, you have something going on with your heart, which I'd had my heart tested a year ago. I was like, it's probably not my heart, but you know what? I'm going to go to this ER urgent care emergency thing just in case. That's Sunday. I go there and
going to those suck to begin with. I can't imagine what they're like in Vegas.
And then it was actually pretty nice. And let me tell you something. If you go in and you have like a gash on your head, you're going to sit over there for 8 hours. If you're like, oh man, I have like something going on with my arm or something, you're going to, as soon as you say chest pains, they open the doors up. Yeah. So just say that even if you've got like a headache.
Yeah. If you need stitches on your foot, just be like, and my chest hurts.
Yeah. I got a lawn dart in my head and my chest. Yeah. So the doors wide open. They EKG you up. They took a chest x-ray. They took blood. They're like, I look like a fucking heroin addict. My arms are all fucking, and, they were like, you haven't had a heart attack. Doesn't seem like anything's wrong with your heart, but it looks like there's a little water in your lungs. And That might be the pain you're feeling. And then your legs are a little swollen. And then the guy comes in, he goes, you have congestive heart failure. I was like, what? I was like, it's not what I was expecting at all. He goes, you need to go to a hospital and they're going to do a stress test, echocardiogram, all the shit. They're going to tell you exactly what's going on. But you have early onset congestive. I didn't even know what congestive heart failure meant. I've heard it before, but it's like the beginning of heart disease. Your heart is working. He's like, it's like your heart's pumping uphill. That was the best way to put it. And I said to the guy, I go, are you sure? Because he goes, I've been doing this 20 plus years, buddy. Like that chewing gum, you know. I was like,
I know what I'm talking. I've seen a thing or two about a thing or two.
But they only did a chest x-ray. They didn't do anything else. Like, you know, and I had just had this whole heart.
That'd be funny if you just like did this for like, congestive heart failure.
Honestly, that's what he did on my ankles. He goes, yeah, you knew. So they put me on this LASIK stuff, which you pee a lot. It's like to get rid of
your
fluids.
eyes? Oh.
No, it's the surgery, LASIK.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's the water in your lungs. We'll get rid of that. So I'm peeing. And then I go, well, I don't want to go to hospital in Vegas. I want to go back to LA because I'm going to go home tomorrow anyways. He goes, you can't drive alone across the desert. And then I called up Dave, and Dave was nice enough to switch his flight, not only back from Vegas, but also to Winnipeg, because he's doing this whole thing, and drive me back. And as soon as I left, I started coughing, and the whole drive back, it's me and Dave just coughing.
Just coughing backwards. we were like a orchestra, dueling banjos of coughing.
Yeah. And because we're health conscious, we stopped. I got a Subway sub, and he got a burrito from a place called Peterbilt Burritos or some shit.
Peterbilt, it was.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
Subway's terrible. I was in front of a Subway. I'm like, this is terrible. But you're going, it was
a gamble.
They were right next to each other. It was a Subway, and then it was like this restaurant. Peterbilt. And it had all these television screens, and you could tell like they had like their kids type up the menu, and so it would go on the television screens, but it would flicker on and off every 3 seconds. So like, and then it would come back up, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll take a burrito. And I was like, the's no way.
I took 2 bites, and I was like, the gamble's going to be the wrong direction.
Terrible.
On this one. I didn't eat
the ride back sucked. I felt like shit the whole time on it. Dave was nice enough. I went straight to the hospital.
Well, I can't underestimate enough. Well, all of this is bad enough, but after 7 nights in Vegas, like living in a hotel, eating, you know.
I was there 5 nights with 7 nights, and you were working a lot more than I was.
Yeah,
so.
and I was doing a show every night, and then, you know, you end up having a few beers every night. Just happens. And then even just snoring in Vegas, like my throat's all dry from the desert air. It's just being there. You got to have chapstick.
I love how you're like, you said you have a few beers. Every night your Instagram was like, woo! I'm at a Toby Keith concert. It's like 2 a.m.
We'd go down to the
You're with Brant Tobler, who was on the Lost podcast. Well, his interviews, we'll have him on another time. Brant's
it was a good interview. Yeah.
But you're with Brant. I think you were out with Jeff Dye one night.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're out with a bunch of bros.
Yeah.
A bunch of bro guys that are gonna be woo!
The best though is that they give you a card to go down in the employee cafeteria at the MGM if you're working the comedy club. And so we go down there at like 3 a.m. and everyone else is either starting or ending like a shift for like a real job, you know? And we're just down there like, I'm gonna go get seconds, more spaghetti. We're down there treating it like it's a diner at the end of a party.
Anyways,
everyone hates us.
I call up Dave. I say I have congestive heart failure. He says I'll drive you home. His Instagram, by the way, that night was him drinking beers and partying. A lot of concern for his friend that's dying.
It was rodeo week, so they were doing a lot of like really cool like.
Who are you looking at?
Luis.
Okay. You trying not to make eye contact with me?
No,
I'm like, hey, I might be dying. I have congestive heart failure. Like, I will drive you home because I'm a good friend. Then his Instagram's like, wee.
Hey, I was ready at 7 a.m. the next morning, bro. I was up and ready to go. You were like, I'm not moving very fast.
Yeah, I was dying.
Yeah.
I will say this. It was like, because I was there in your guys' room to record. And, you know, we recorded, and at the end, Dave left. He had the show to catch. And then Forrest like just got
I had a show
bed.
to be at.
Yeah, but Dave left because he was he had to be there soon. And you were like kind of about to do dinner before a show.
But I was in pain.
Yeah, so Forrest just crawled into bed and like put his covers on. And so I'm like, do you want me to call anyone? He was like, no, I'm just going to take a nap. Quick 5-minute nap.
I did though.
Yeah, no,
but
you
I had
did.
to go do a show at 10 p.m.
But then like I started to actually get really concerned because you're like, is it cold in here? And I was like, oh
shit,
fuck.
he's dying.
And I'm like, not really. He was like, no.
Luis doesn't have to call me, dude.
Yeah. So here's the end of the story, which will explain all this. I go get every test under the fucking sun. I check into a hospital here. I get every test. They admit me to a hospital. They find out I have influenza A as soon as I get. They're like, "What's all the coughing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I think it's from the LASIK." They swab me influenza A, which gave me my own room. Awesome. That was the only benefit to having the flu was like you have your own room. You can't be around any other people. So I was like, "Woo, fucking shitty TV that listen to this. The worst food when you're in a heart condition. No salt." Anyways. They say there's nothing wrong with your heart. The guy comes in and he's like, kind of like, why would that guy say it to me? He goes, because your legs are swollen. He goes, I think it was the flu. I think that's why your chest hurt because the pain, there was a little bit of fluid and that was causing the infection, of your lung. And that was what the coughing is from and some of the swelling. He goes, we didn't find anything. And I mean, they did like the echocardiogram stress tests. Like they looked at my legs for blood clot. They looked at everything. So that's good. But the flu, I definitely had the flu. And that was like the early on. That's why I would be cold. I was like, but I felt so shit. I totally understand. I don't ever want to have the flu when I'm in my 70s. Because every year I get older and if I get the flu, it's fucking devastating. When I was like 20 or 30, I would be like, yeah, how are people dying from the flu? And now I'm like, I totally get it. I totally get it. You could die if you're older from the flu. Anyways, I'm okay. Yeah. Everybody that was concerned about the podcast not being out there. No one gives a shit.
Now I feel like I got like little like fluid in here and like I cough. Fine. Nothing comes out. Just, tell me.
Yeah, you're good.
Here, I've been using this.
Doing this 20 years.
I bought this. Have you ever seen this before? This is Buckley's. It's like magic cough syrup. Where
did you just pull that from?
I had it in my bag.
Is this like a sponsor for the podcast now?
Yeah, Buckley's. You can only get it in Canada.
Complete.
How's our Canadian numbers?
Complete.
But it's really good. It was almost too good. I took it the first night or two, and then I had to stop taking it because it was trying to break stuff up in my chest.
It wasn't too good.
Yeah, you want to smell it?
No, I'll take some, man. I still have like this wheezy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's like sucking a koala's dick.
For those of you that are in on the deforestation, how much weight am I going to lose? I have to lose weight now, just so you know. Cardiologist ordered, so get ready to see it coming up, or I'm going to die. One of the two. No. Basically what they said is like, look, your heart is fine, but it's working harder, and so you do need to lose weight, or else
Luis, you have like,
or else I will have congestive heart failure somewhere. So I have to lose the weight now.
Luis, you have
that
like
smells fucking terrible.
Yeah, do you have like some paper cups or something?
No.
How about spoons? Do you have 2 spoons?
Oh, I gotta run in the main house. There's no functioning kitchen back here in the studio.
Just fucking swig it back. Why, you want me to have some of this?
Yeah. You
no, I don't want any of that.
Yeah, take some.
No. I'm not just starting this. I have a regimen of what I'm doing right now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. You take your Buckley's. Bucky's or Buckley's? Oh, shit. I almost knocked the fish off.
Woo!
Anyways, I'm going to get a lot of DMs from people that are like, you got to take care of I got a good... This is what everybody's been sending me.
My mom even said, when I told her, I go, I changed my flight. And she goes, tell him we have a good car. Whoa!
Jesus Christ.
Why was that
so
God
loud?
Almighty, Luis.
Why was that so loud?
Was that really loud?
That was the loud.
Is that what you thought we wanted you to do when we said just do it while we were... Good God Almighty. I almost did shit myself.
I thought something was happening at the house. Like
I thought that you're like I was like, you have a high school alarm at your house? I was like, is your dad in the FBI or something? Holy mackerel.
My apologies. My fiance is here in the audience. She's wearing my headphones. I didn't know.
That was loud, right? Jenny, how loud was that, right?
That was really, really loud.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. All right, so.
And just for the record, too, I think we talked about this before, but put in NBA. We have like the voice of the Miami Heat.
This is what we're doing, by the way, because we want to stick to the quarters better. Just real quick. We're not going to pull back the curtain that much. And we said, just you hit the first quarter live, so we know we're at. Time us, and when we get to 12 minutes, put in a buzzer, like a little ink, like in the, and then we'll finish our thoughts, which I don't even know what the fuck we were talking about. my brain's quite clean. We'll finish our thoughts.
That was a good test for your heart right there.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Like get an NBA like buzzer, not one that sounds like it's in like a 1940s high school gym.
No, that was like when the Russians are launching a missile or something.
Dave went up like
Stranger
3
Things.
feet.
I really thought it was something outside the house. That was happening. Man, all right. Well, now I'm gonna have some of my Fisherman's Friend cough drops, lozenges, also from Canada.
Well,
Fisherman's friend.
Let's move on.
Second quarter.
Well, I'm glad you're alive, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. Tell your mom hi. I don't know what she was saying. That's
She was saying that she's got a good cardiologist in Babson Park, Florida.
Okay, yeah.
So sold out our show. That's going to be there, by the way.
I have a special caller for us.
Oh yeah.
Because it's Christmas time. I figured we'd call Santa Claus.
Oh jeez, you're such a nerd.
Where's this going?
I think this is Santa Claus.
You told me you wouldn't tell.
Hello?
Is this Santa Claus?
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Wow, this is not what I thought Santa would sound like.
Yeah, he's a little under the weather.
Yeah.
Who is this?
I don't feel so good.
Reveal yourself, Santa.
It's Santa Claus.
No, I mean, you can say who you are now.
Oh, that's John Wynn.
Ah, John
A
Wynn.
very angry John Wynn.
Yeah.
Man, how was your weekend, John?
He just said he's angry. John Wynn's angry. Why are you angry? Why are you angry, John?
Dave, did you give me all the information on this gig?
I thought I told you all about when I was there. It was terrible.
Can you turn John up a little bit? Here, I think we can hear.
He told me it was fine. He told me it was a fine
No, bro.
weekend.
No, it was a shit show.
John Wynn just did a gig that Dave Williamson recommended him for. Apparently didn't go well. But what are you so upset about, John, about the gig?
Well, I mean, it was, first off, I couldn't find the entrance to the club. The door was just hard to find.
Definitely a flaw in his business plan, that's for sure.
Let John speak his fucking truth, okay?
The front door is not really. This was a very interesting club, like the way it was set up. You couldn't find the door.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't find the entrance. There's the entrance of the. It was like weird.
All right, don't get stuck on the door, John. Come on, keep going.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, there were. I'm a huge draw. I mean, like 4 people came out to see me.
Not your fault. It was a week ahead of the show. Yeah. Not your fault.
That would have happened no matter who was there since he booked you like a week out.
What do you want to tell Dave?
Yeah. Well, Dave, did your check clear?
My check might have bounced when I was there.
What did you fucking tell me?
You didn't tell John this.
I did. I will say I did.
Wouldn't that be the first thing you tell me?
Now I will say this, John. I did kind of skirt that information for your own good.
So this is what happened. I'm on the way. I just picked up Dave from the airport. I'm on the way. I'm talking to John Wynn, and I'm like, yeah, well, Dave's check bounced from there. He goes, what? And I go, Dave didn't tell you? He goes, no.
John specifically asked me too. He said, did your check clear on this? And I go, hey man, so did you get your hotel info yet? Because let me tell you, I know John Wynn. John should take any headline gig he gets and go get that experience and get his foot in the door at a new club. And if I tell him the check won't clear.
He's not just starting out. He's been doing comedy a while.
No, but John does that to himself. John does that.
Wait a second. Get my foot in the door. I couldn't even find the fucking door to the building.
That's a good point.
He's already deposited the check. Before you didn't tell him the information. He's deposited already.
Yeah. Did he go through?
Already deposited.
He's deposited today.
I don't know. It's like Sunday. It's Sunday. I don't know if it goes. You know what I mean?
The holidays.
He did Venmo me the money right away
With the check fee?
No, I don't think there was a check fee.
Oh, what?
I don't think my bank charged me a check fee.
What, dude? Oh man, dude. You're
gonna be fine. Did you have fun, John?
I like when John gets upset. He laughs a lot, but it's really his anger. He wants to be
so
crying
mad.
or like
Yeah.
getting mad. Yeah.
No, it was fine. I mean, it was good that I mean, you know what it was? It was time. It was an investment of time to do the traveling, to get there. I had to hound them to get the hotel info. The hotel thing was
I had to do that too.
Did you get a hotel or did you get this apartment hotel thing?
It was like the Holiday Inn down the street,
No.
It's almost like an extended stay.
No, this was like it was like an apartment complex, a brand new. It was very nice, really nice. But
I would prefer that.
No
No
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi in the room, though. No Wi-Fi in the room. Yeah, I spent 8 hours in a coffee house the next day just to do some work.
And so then out of the 4 shows, how many did you end up actually doing?
I only did 2. I mean, I thought I got paid fully, but I won't know now until the check clears.
Yeah.
No, you should definitely get paid fully. He'll pay you. He's a good guy. He'll pay you. He's not gonna skirt you on that. But he but doesn't really have his shit together. Why wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that part. Now, but I would have known that even earlier if you had told me. Oh, by the way, he wrote me a check and it didn't clear.
Well, when I was originally texting you about doing the gig, I was pretty drunk on the golf course.
Yeah,
and he was looking to fill the weekend. Mm-hmm. So I was sending all the information, and I thought I talked to you about that weekend. Didn't I tell you all about my weekend there?
No, man. I just looked at social media. It looked like you had a great time.
Oh.
We just were talking about that when Dave was after I told Dave I had congestive heart failure. Yeah. He said, I'll drive you back the next day. And he's out partying on his Instagram. Woo! My buddy's dying.
Sorry, John. I thought I was doing you a solid, buddy.
No. It was a solid. As opposed to runny shit.
Now, since Dave kind of screwed you over on that, when we were talking on the phone.
What do you want me to not recommend my friends for gigs when they come up?
Well, you gotta give like full detail.
Yeah,
man.
give all the information out. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were more in the know, John. I'm sorry. I thought that we maybe had. I thought I talked to John. I talked to John a lot about stuff, especially this stuff.
Yeah.
Ian's the one that recommended me for it, and then Ian, I don't know. I thought you'd heard about this stuff. I thought you knew what you were going in for. I thought you knew what you were getting into, and that's why I was telling you. You need to. When we were talking about it, I was like, you gotta ask for all the money.
That was how he was telling you the check bounce.
Yeah,
hey,
make sure all the money.
Well, it's gonna be
cash and/or cocaine.
There's gonna be some canceled shows, is all I'm saying, and he didn't book anyone. It's his fault.
See, John, he did say canceled, and with canceled shows, you should have transferred that.
I should have canceled the check.
We did 3 out of 4 shows when I was there.
Yeah, but he got booked 6 days before the show.
Yeah.
How many people did you have come out to the shows? Like the average show, 30.
One show was a lot. Well, not a lot, but one show was like maybe like 70 or 80 people, and then the others were and then the other ones were like. Yeah, like lucky if it was. One was like real thin, like 15 people. And then another one was like one of those mid crowds, like 30, 40 maybe.
Well, sorry, John.
I had 15 people over 2 shows.
Well, over 4 shows, technically.
yeah, when you spread it out like that.
Yeah.
When you do 3.5 people a show.
So when I was talking to John on the way to the airport, and I didn't know you hadn't told him this. It wasn't like I was trying to tell you. I go, oh yeah, and Dave's checks bounced. And he goes, what? Like... So then he revealed something to me that he hasn't told you before too.
No.
That John hasn't told me.
What? John?
Well, I don't want to say it.
Oh shit!
Well, I already know what it is.
Yeah, man. I don't know about this whole thing. It's so late now.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know, dude? I don't know. I don't know how upset you'll get about things. There was some project you guys were working on with like Nick Guerra years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like he ended up getting some extra money from Nick Guerra, and he never cut you in on it.
Oh, John Wynn just pocketed it?
Like $1,000, I think.
Man.
Do I have that right, John?
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Does this upset you?
No, I mean
$1,000?
I'm sure John had his reasons.
You got like 2 kids. He's got 1.
Yeah.
Just saying. Seems like a lot of money.
We were trying to
out of your kids'
we
mouth.
were trying to build a business at the time.
Yeah. Pretty sneaky.
Yeah. But I'm sure it was probably like a tip.
Are you not upset at all?
I couldn't be mad at John Wynn. John Wynn's an upstanding citizen, and I'm sure anything he do would have my best interests at heart.
Just taking $1,000 from you? Is that okay?
I forgive you, John Wynn.
All right, Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
I just made that story up. That's not true. I told him I was just going to make up a story that he took money from you. Didn't happen ever.
It's fine.
Yeah, it never happened. It never happened.
John, I'm sure. Let me tell you something. I'm sure you had your reasons, John.
Let me tell you something. Dave doesn't like.
No, it didn't happen.
It didn't.
I couldn't even. Forrest told me to lie about it.
He wouldn't even say the lie. I had to say the lie because he goes, "I can't lie." I'm like, "Well, I'll make up a lie then. Don't worry." Here's the thing that's funny about Dave to me is Do you know how many times on this podcast you've done some bullshit like what I'm doing right now, and you think it's hilarious? Like whatever you said you were going to deliver a package. Did you get a package to your house? Yeah.
That was a good prank.
Yeah.
Did you get it yet? Did you get it yet?
You would be sitting there like, woo, and I can tell that you're just like rolling this cough drop around your mouth, and you're like, I don't like it when these things are done against me.
No, I didn't like that you were
fun.
putting John on the spot. Honestly, I felt more bad for him.
That's true.
I know. John has nerves, bro.
Dave's a good guy.
That's
He's
fucking.
not telling me about those terrible pranks.
Come on, man. It's my prank.
I know. Sorry.
I thought that even with
You did a good job, though, John. Your acting was pretty good. I have to give it a
thanks.
few.
I know. Pretty
When you
good
said,
actor.
when you
I'm
said
not
it's
bad.
getting late, I was like, that's good. Straight out of a movie right there. That's good.
Look, I'll tell you my experience with that club, John, and I'm sorry if I didn't voice this before. I thought that we had these discussions, but Ian referred me for that club, and the guy hit me up like months after I had reached out to him and said, "Hey, can you send me your avails?" And I go, "Sure. When are you booking?" He's like, "This month." And I was like, "Oh, well, no, man, I'm already booked this month." But I sent him avails for like a few months out. And he booked me a weekend, and I'm like, cool. And then he called me out of the blue one day, and we negotiated like money, you know. And then I'm like, all right, can you send me like an official offer in an email, like every other business in the world? And he's like, all right, got it, man. Yeah, I'll send it on over. I'm like, cool. Never got it. And then a week out from my date, and mind you, I didn't book it last minute like you did. I at least had a little bit of like lead up time. I checked the website, and not only was I not on the website, no one was on the website.
Still nobody.
So
When John was there, it was just him.
So I was like, oh, dude. I go, did they go out of business? I go, so I text the guy like, hey, man, are we still on for next week? He's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, there's nothing on the website. He's like, oh, yeah, it'll be up today. And so then I'm like, yo, could you send me the hotel info? And he's like, yeah, no worries, man. I got you. And then I didn't hear from him. And then I texted him the night before, still waiting on that hotel info. He's like, yeah, man, I'm going to get it to you. And then I got on the flight to go there, and was like, just the only reason why I got on the flight is because Ian recommended. And you know, Ian would never he would never recommend like a place that was not going to actually come through. You know,
right.
So I get in, I rent a car, I drive down there. I still don't have the hotel info when I get to town, so I had to wait for the guy to finally answer a call.
Didn't you hear that, John?
Whoa.
Could you? Was that really loud for
That's
you?
That's our new.
Yeah, it's our new thing that tells us the segments are. But was that really loud for you? Because Luis turned it up. It was really loud for our caller too. You have to fix that, Luis. Yeah, he did it in the first quarter. You're our second quarter.
That was a little better.
He did in our second quarter.
That sounded like a truck horn in a tunnel.
It was.
Yeah, I thought you guys were about to get killed.
Yeah, it was disturbing.
Yeah,
it's very loud.
It's nerve wracking. I'm starting to second guess it.
He has to find a new horn. We're taking.
That was the new one. That was the better one.
Oh, that was a new one?
Yeah, that was
it's the volume of what you're doing. I think the horns, you got to put it in the background.
Wow.
Just in the background.
Now you heard John's ears. A real understated burp.
Yeah. Like even if it's, you got to, just so everybody knows, I'm going to mention this at the end of the podcast again too. We're taking Christmas and New Year's off. We have 2 weeks off, so you guys enjoy your holidays. Luis has 2 weeks to get this horn thing. So, did you see me do this with my headphones? Because I
just sat and took it.
I looked and I go, we've been on the call with John for almost 12 minutes. So I moved my headphones back like this in anticipation of the horn. I was like,
holy smokes.
But just so you know, by the way, it was actually $100 that he took from the Nicker I gave him. So,
that's fine.
It wasn't.
No, I didn't do anything.
When I got there though, John, then I had a lot of the same. I had a lot of the same experiences that you did.
Yeah.
And then the guy hit me up. He's like, yo, I need someone kind of last minute for this. And so I threw a few names out, yours being one of them. And, I thought I told you what you were getting into, and I'm sorry if I didn't.
Man, I'm glad you said that, Dave, because none of that stuff was told to me. I'm glad you wanted me to share that experience with you. You know what I mean?
You mean Ian now,
exactly.
Forrest, did you book next weekend?
I'm not booked at all. I'm booked at that club. I'm never going there. Never.
It's a beautiful club.
Anyway,
that's
John,
the biggest shame is that you're there and you're like, man, if you put some on the website and people were here, this would be amazing.
Thanks for staying up late, John, on the Mermen podcast. You want to tell everybody what other club you're going to be at that's going to bounce a check to you? Come on. That Dave's recommended?
I'm gonna be at no, I'm not in any other clubs that Dave has recommended.
He's out. Yeah.
This was a test, John. Now I'll recommend you for the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
Come clean about the 100 before you hang up. Come clean.
I didn't do
clean.
it. I'm very honest. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
It's on your conscience.
I think all the money we made on that went to the sound girl.
It's on your conscience. All right, John. We'll talk to you later.
All right, later, guys.
See you, Santa.
See ya. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, guys.
All right.
Did he really take $1,000?
Mm-hmm.
Third quarter.
He sounded really scared about it.
Nah, he didn't. I had to pick you up at the airport tonight, which I would probably do anyways, but especially after you did so much for me this week. Thought that was only the nice thing to do, and I immediately regretted it. The fucking LAX airport is the fucking worst airport in the world. The world.
Yeah, I would say the biggest divide in my marriage is when my wife has to drop me off at the airport.
And you live so close.
I live so close.
Imagine if you lived even further, and then you got to get the, because not even driving there, which sucks from all parts of LA. It's like once you get there, it just jams up into a fucking, and this
for no reason.
This was 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday. Like we're recording this late Sunday, if you didn't figure it out. 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday. Pack, just fucking nobody's there directing traffic, nothing, just clogged up bullshit. And it's the number one airport for this. You land, hey, good news, got you here 30 minutes early.
Yeah, I got to sit on the runway.
Because of that, we don't have a gate. Then shut the fuck up. You didn't get us any. That shit where they get you there early and then you're not at the gate. You didn't get us there early. We're sitting on the runway. It might as well be flying in the sky.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on this plane.
I can at least be napping still if we're up in the air. Finish my movie.
Until you open the door, you can't say we got you there early. You're like, we got you there early. Look out the window. You're in LA. Fuck off. I'm still in this plane. That's what happened to you, right? They got you there late and you're still stuck in the plane.
Yeah, we got there late and it took forever to get up there.
Good news, you're here late. You're still in the fucking plane.
And the thing that's like so annoying is that the airport will be a ghost town. But I don't know what the log jam is.
In and out.
Yeah, and then once you get in there, then you're like, oh, what was all the traffic for?
One level's always jammed up more than the other, and sometimes both. But it's a horseshoe. It's a horseshoe, so there's not like different terminals. There are different terminals, but it's a horseshoe. You got to go in and then come out like in a circle, and everything's just jammed in. Everyone's a fuckhead. I would say, what are your worst airports? You have to have gone to them at least more than once. Worst airports and best airports you've been to. Because I would say LAX is the worst, but I live here, so I don't want to be like, because I go to it so much. Yeah. Maybe I'm painting it that way, but I still think it's the worst. I think the Orlando airport is a steaming pile of.
Orlando sucks.
It was like they had a contest. And they let special needs elementary school kids design an airport. And they came up with the Orlando airport.
Let me tell you what I think about the Orlando airport.
You don't like it either.
I hate it.
I
got to fly in there when I go visit my folks now. And first of all, they haven't updated it since 1971, including the nicest thing you can eat at is a really bad Outback Steakhouse. That's in the.
I don't even know where that is. I wish I knew where the
There's a Bahama Breeze that's across the little courtyard from there. But the food options in Orlando Airport are absolutely the worst.
Signage.
You got to take a train. Anytime you got to take a train. Look, I get kind of Atlanta. Like I understand why logistically it makes sense because there's like 5 terminals.
So this is what
there's one terminal in Orlando, and you got to take a train over to it.
There's technically not. There's an A&B, but you can see across it. So it's one big building, and then it's trains going to little islands of terminals.
Yeah.
So there's like 6 of those islands. There's no need for this.
And
there's no need. There's not like there's a design thing. They just did it like, hey, what if we got on a train? Hey, there's no signage. People are coming from all different countries around the world to visit Disney World and stuff. The signage is impossible to decipher.
Orlando's split too, so it's like if you're not really paying attention or already know where your baggage claim is, you could end up on the wrong side of the airport. Kind of like Atlanta. Atlanta's got like 2 different sides, north and south. And if you don't already know which, it just. The whole time you're going, you have anxiety because like, did I pick the right side? Did I pick the right side?
Here's the worst thing. Have you ever rented a car from there?
From Orlando?
Yeah.
The worst.
Okay, so
the worst.
So there's 2. So you rent a car, and on either side of the main building, when you come out, there's rental cars on both sides, right? But it's the same. It's like Avis, Hertz, Budget, Enterprise on one side. Avis, Hertz, Budget, Enterprise on one side. And then you land and you look at your thing and you're like, I've got a car from Avis. where do I go? And it says, go to slot S3.
You're going to get into a shuttle.
Yeah, you go to the one side and they're like, that's on the other side of the airport. I'm like, why do you have two Avises? Because in case you come in on the other terminal and you're like, the terminals are right there. They're not even across from each other. No chairs. Fuck, and it's just people from, and then you're on that train. It's like, this is the mayor of Orlando. Thank you for using the whatever airport. I'm like, what other airport am I going to use?
Yeah.
The fucking regional airport to come in. I love when they thank you for using an airport and you've got no other options. Thanks for using this airport. Yeah, I fucking flew in your dumb fucking city. I have to use this airport. Fucking hate Orlando.
Past couple of years, I've taken a group of kids to a water polo camp in Orlando too, and the kids always fly out on New Year's Eve on the 31st at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, every year it is. I'm not exaggerating. A 3-hour wait to get through security on that morning. And I understand it's like a busy travel day, whatever, but that's just insane. They got to get there at 4 a.m. to get through your group through this. It drives me nuts every time. I'm like, this is insane.
What's your best airports?
Well,
I'm gonna go all bougie on you.
it depends what.
Show you my world travel.
Like Paris.
No, not Paris. Don't worry about it.
I mean, like Miami Airport sucks from the logistics standpoint.
It's not that bad.
And now you got to walk so far.
That's not
But
American.
But they've built it up, and so it's really there's like nice shops, nice stores.
Dude, Miami's not
nice
that bad.
food.
Miami's not that bad. The traffic getting in and out's not bad.
Yeah,
That's number one. So
and
you
they're,
can
and they're
get in
building
and
a
out.
train there too.
The train's been built. I've taken the train. When I used to live there, the train was working. So that's how long the train's been in operation. They don't even have one in LA yet. It's almost on it. I don't think Miami's that bad. It's not my nicest though, but they've fixed it up. And for as shitty of a city it is, like politically, Billy Corbin will come on here and tell you about all the corruptness and stuff. And I'm sure there's some corrupted shit. The money at the airport where it's filtered here.
Yeah.
But overall, the airport is, I think, kind of well run. And
Minneapolis
nice.
isn't bad.
Yeah, Singapore was what I was going to get bougie on. Tell you, Singapore is the best, probably. I'll tell you. Okay, so I don't know if you ever.
What's nice about it?
There's like a hanging gardens area.
Ooh.
There's like a butterfly garden you can go to. They have all the food courts are like replicas of their night food courts. So there's like 20 different options, but it's like outside restaurants that are amazing.
Yeah.
You're like, I want dumplings from here and some noodles and soup and this, and it's like money. Even when you get your luggage, when you're waiting for your luggage and you're like, well, they can't make this any nicer. They have like meditative music and this really nice lighting, and they have real plants lining all the luggage carousels. So you're just sitting there. It just feels like you're in a little jungle. It's very pleasant.
I actually don't.
The flooring is, when you step on it, is good. Like
It's like soft.
Everything in the airport the whole experience is really nice. Your bags come out fast. Like it's just optimally done.
Yeah.
It's like that one's money.
Chicago's not bad.
Yeah. I don't know. Which one? O'Hare or Dulles? No, Dulles is DC. O'Hare.
Yeah, O'Hare.
The other one.
But there's like Chicago's nostalgic. Like I go in and I'm like, oh, I remember going to that bar.
They all suck, just so we're on the same page.
Yeah.
This is how bad LAX is. Those people like, man, I can't wait to fly out of Burbank Airport. Burbank is a fucking pile of shit. This fucking airport.
Well, like smaller airports is like a whole different category. Because like
small ones are the best.
Like when you fly out of Fort Lauderdale, it's like so nice compared to like going to MIA, where it's just easy. You just pull up. You walk 10 feet and you're at the gate.
Yeah, Louise picked me up. What airport did you pick me up from?
Burbank. Yeah,
No, not Burbank.
it was.
No, it was not. It was near here.
No, it was definitely a small one.
Long Beach.
Was
It
it?
was Long Beach.
You sure?
I wouldn't have asked you to pick me up from Burbank. You live right next to Long Beach. That's why.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
not
it was
really.
Long
I don't
Beach.
know about right next to Long Beach.
Yeah, it was still a hell of a drive.
For my purposes.
I live right next to LAX. That would have been great.
Dude, no, it wouldn't have. That's how bad LAX is. You went to Long Beach, it would have taken you longer to get me out of LAX.
Yeah,
to
Long
fucking
Beach isn't bad. Long Beach is pretty good.
Dude, there's only 3 airlines that fly out of there, and everything's outdoors. Like, and then like even the luggage claim is outdoors.
Yeah.
Louise was waiting for me on a curb for what? 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Nobody told you to move, right?
No.
Yeah, just fucking down
It's
home.
like Long
Good
Beach
cooking.
Airport is like you're picking up your kid from school.
Yeah.
It's like just like a little like horseshoe, and you wait, and then the kid comes out and gets in.
Yeah, I guess small airports are the best. I'll tell you, Bozeman was another good one. That's like not a small city.
Oh, yeah.
It's small, but not that small. And
What was Billings is where we did that Big Sky that one time, and not the year I was there with you, but another year. I remember I was rooming with Chris Cope, and we probably had some beers, I'm guessing. And then
Why do you keep acting like you don't drink beers all the time on this podcast tonight?
What do you mean?
You're like, we might have had a few beers. Just
beers.
because we're at a festival, we're celebrating as we do.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you're an alcoholic. Just saying.
Man, I throw back a few beers. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a man.
Okay.
I'm a grown man.
You don't think you're an alcoholic?
I mean, I've never been diagnosed as
All right.
one.
We're talking about airports anyway.
Yeah.
So that's another
I'm not
episode,
drinking right now.
So you're in Billings.
That cough syrup really did the trick.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good.
Scissor.
I have a little, another little nip. You guys want a sip?
Another hit. So you're at the Billings airport with Cope.
So they were doing like shuttles from the airport to the, from the hotel to the airport, and these guys, they didn't wake me up. They knew I was supposed to be on their shuttle and they just left without me. And so I run out and grab the later shuttle because, I know what it was. My alarm didn't go off. Cope rolls over onto the TV remote, turns the TV on, wakes me up. I look at the clock and go, oh, crap. When I woke up, it was less than an hour before my flight was supposed to take off. I hopped in this other shuttle, got to the airport, got through security, and got to the gate before they started boarding. That's how small that airport it was.
Yeah.
It was it's so tiny. You're just like, bloop, done, there.
Yeah. Yeah. That just reminded me of this girl that I was seeing briefly that I had bought a ticket to go to Vegas and she couldn't get to the airport on time to leave. I don't know if she had nerves about flying. God, totally. I don't know why I just thought. She missed her flight the day before because she said she woke up late.
She was a chronic flight misser.
I think she just didn't want to. I don't know. She just was afraid of flying. I think. So I redid the ticket for the next day. And
she was coming to meet you at Vegas?
I was working in the Comedy Cellar. Yeah.
Sounds like maybe she just had cold feet about coming to meet you.
And, well, she eventually got there. So either she was making it super difficult over 3 days or whatever. So.
Did you pay the change fees every time?
It was Southwest. You have to pay them. But you have to fucking be on the phone. Hey, can you change it to? So all the comics at the Comedy Cellar knew. So we're in the mess hall thing that you were talking about, but at the Rio, even shittier. And actually, love the Rio. Sorry.
Yeah. And great.
Yeah, and they were like invested in this woman flying now. And so I called her when I knew she was supposed to be flying. It's about to start a second show. She's going to land. I'm going to pick her up.
Hello?
And I said, hey, you're at the airport, right? It's 20 minutes, 25 minutes from the plane leaving, right?
I'm getting ready to leave.
I'm like, you're on the airplane now. And she goes, no, but I'm almost to the airport. I'm like, you're not making it. She's not checking her bag. And she goes, no, it was out of, I think, Long Beach, actually. So she goes, I'm flying, or maybe it was, what? Yeah, I think it was Long. And she goes, I'm almost there, though. I go, you just turn around. You're not going to make it. And she goes, no. And then she hangs up the phone so she can concentrate. And all the other comics are laughing now. And now they're like taking my, yeah. She didn't make it.
She didn't make it?
She didn't make it, and she called back and she was crying. She goes, I didn't make it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why you're crying. I told you we weren't going to make it. She got to the next day. Good story. That was way better, the horn.
Yeah.
You're getting better.
That was like the right level.
Okay.
Didn't scare me.
Credit where's credit. Yeah, I didn't shit my pants that time like the first one. Good Lord.
We're learning.
I think that's the right horn, too, maybe.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's the NBA official. I checked.
Yeah. On your seventh try, you checked.
Right. Real quick before we move on, just on the airport, I wanted to chime in, but you guys were on a good one.
It's okay.
But Guadalajara Airport, it's pretty bad, and especially when it's rainy season and there's a lot of mosquitoes, they don't do anything to prevent mosquitoes from entering the plane. So when you're boarding and then they shut the door, now you're on a plane for 3 hours
With mosquitoes flying around?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds...
That's my actual nightmare.
I just remember
motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
I just remembered I was in the Bangkok airport and they didn't have air conditioning in one of the terminals one time. They're like, it's broken. I'm like, cool. There's only a subtropical rainforest over there. So.
Well, it seems like birds get into airports a lot because airports are they have big tall ceilings.
Yeah.
There's always seems to be birds flying around. That always trips me out a little bit.
All right, let's do our what quarter we in?
Fourth
quarter.
Fourth quarter. Like I said, we're not going to be here next week for Christmas.
Beginning to look a lot
And
like
New Year's.
Christmas.
Then we'll be back.
Everywhere you go. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know any more words.
Yeah. Why did you start singing that?
Because you were going to talk about Christmas. So I was giving you a nice
I was
little
saying we
backdrop.
weren't going to be on for Christmas.
Yeah. I hope everyone has a great one, a holly jolly one.
It's like cough syrup go to your head, dude.
A little bit. When you were growing up, did you and your mom have any Christmas traditions or anything you guys would do?
My mom used to throw a Christmas Eve party where different families would all come out, like friends of ours, and everyone would get pretty lit up. I remember drinking alcohol when I wasn't supposed to be in the side yard. Always.
Oh, eggnog.
It'd be like
introductory alcohol is eggnog.
No, it wasn't eggnog. It was like champagne. It was always like one of my friends' older cousins or something like that. Be like, dude, take a sip. And be like, man, your mom's pretty cool party.
Yeah.
Hey, drinking. And then I'd have a hangover for Christmas at the age of 12,
Nice.
13.
My mom makes great eggnog.
What goes in the eggnog?
A quart of ice cream.
Does the eggnog?
Yeah.
I thought it was like eggs and.
I don't know if you normally put it in there, but that's secret ingredient for my mom.
I make
really good. It's like a milkshake with whiskey.
I make great eggnog too. Yeah, it's called a milkshake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up a recipe for eggnog. See
All right,
what do you think's in it? Homemade eggnog. Here we go.
Yeah. All right. Eggs.
Yeah, but like
Rum.
where's the fucking list? This is the worst recipe where it doesn't even fucking show you the fucking recipe. It's like talks about it. Here we go. 6 large egg yolks.
Yum.
You gotta separate the eggs. Sugar, whipping cream, 2 cups of milk, some nutmeg, vanilla extract, ground cinnamon, alcohol optional. See note.
Ugh. Losers.
Yeah, I always thought it was a weird way to just sneak alcohol in there. Just fucking drink the alcohol.
Yeah.
So your mom threw ice cream in on top of all this other
Yeah,
shit?
maybe I shouldn't be saying this. She might get mad that we're giving
Secret recipe?
Yeah. But my wife makes it now. It's really good.
It's out now.
Well, you also need a mesh.
I'm not telling you what parts.
You need a mesh strainer, also an instant read digital thermometer, and some clear mugs. Yeah, it always is in a clear mug. It's the only time you use a clear mug.
We used to go.
Right.
I grew up on a lake. We had a pontoon boat, and so we would decorate that with lights, and then we would dress the dogs up like reindeer, and we would go Christmas caroling around the lake. And then at one point,
Every time we do this podcast, I'm like, could your life get more white? I'm like, no, it couldn't. And then you
Well-
tell a story like this, and I'm like, yeah. It's like, yeah.
well, it did one day when. So my generation of there was like a kids I grew up with on the lake, and I can't remember who. They would have someone dress up like Santa, and would be on the dock at Dave Allen's house, right? And so we'd all go over there, and my parents would have dropped a present off earlier, and like, oh, I got one for you, Dave, whatever. And then when I got older, there was a new generation of young kids, and my mom came to me. I was in like high school, and she's like, hey, the Santa canceled on us. You got to be Santa. And I was like, oh, all right. So
Were you fat?
no, but you put a pillow in there, and
Yeah.
and I'm a natural actor.
How does he not have congestive heart failure at this point?
Santa?
Yeah,
Oh, Santa's
he should.
Santa.
All that nog.
No, there's definitely we could punch holes in the logistics of
Yeah.
a real Santa.
So you're Santa.
So I'm on the front. We put a little throne on the front of the pontoon boat, and the 2 dogs have antlers. And my dad drives me up to the dock where all the kids are waiting, and I'm like, ho, 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 ho.
Yeah.
And I went up there and I was Santa, and they said I did such a good job. I had to be Santa like every year after that.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to when my kids were that age and excited. My mom's like, dude, we're gonna do Santa for the kids. I want to do it for Carter Noah and whatever the house. And she's like, I still have the old Santa outfit and whatever. And I'm like, Mom, I can't do it. They're gonna know it's me. So I had to hire someone. So I call Freddie Stebbins, and I hire Freddie to come be Santa.
Freddie Stebbins is a good friend of ours. We should call him one day.
Yeah.
He's not Cuban, but we could do Call of Cuban with him.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah. He does a Cuban accent.
He's a professor. I think he's still a professor, right?
Yeah, probably.
At Miami-Dade Community College.
I think he was at
or-
FIU.
FIU, yeah. But he also is a comedian, but he's a voice actor as well, too. He's been on lots of television shows. If you go to Universal Studios in Florida and you ride a couple of the rides in Marvel Island, you'll hear his voice. He's like Dr. Doom and some shit. But he also would dress up as different characters. And what was the fucking psychic?
Do
Do you know the psychic, Luis? Walter Mercado.
Walter Mercado.
You know Walter Mercado, right? So he would dress like Walter Mercado,
Yeah.
and he'd be like, everybody, like, which would probably be
Pisces.
It'd probably be cultural appropriation,
Yeah.
but I think he's gay, so I think it's okay when you're gay to like do
Gets a pass.
it's like there's someone, yeah. And so he would come in this like big like Walter Mercado gown with the wig, and then he would start off the show. He ran a lot of really good shows in my man. I don't know if he still does.
Yeah.
He used to have one to John Martin's and one to Taurus and stuff. And great guy, super awesome. But he's a really, so when you're saying you hire him as Santa, I'm just trying to paint a backdrop. Like, he'd be an awesome Santa.
So
he should be a good Santa.
He came as Santa. He was awesome, except for I gave him a piece of gum, and he's wearing the outfit, that my mom said. It was a really nice Santa outfit my mom bought, and we've had it for like 10 years. And a big, beautiful beard and everything. And he's chewing, and I'm looking, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And he's got the kid on his lap, and he's talking, and there's gum in the beard, and it just got this gum. It just like got worse as time went on, and I was just like, we're never gonna fix that beard.
So there's gum in the Santa beard?
Yeah, I think we had to throw it away. Yeah,
Freddie.
But he did a good job, and he kept. It's so funny. He's done so many professional acting gigs, and just kept asking me like, was everybody happy? And I'm like, buddy, you killed it. You did great. You were awesome.
What? How did he do the Walter Mercado thing? You know, Pisces.
I'm surprised you guys both know who he is.
Well, I only know it because of Freddie Stebbins.
Yeah, only because of Freddie Stebbins. Okay. But I've probably seen him imitate Walter Mercado.
So here's another
40 times, dude. Like at shows, like he's done it. I mean,
and it always crushes.
In Miami, it's gonna kill because there's a huge Hispanic population. So it's like I think he transcends across all. Mexico,
that was
Cuba,
like Mexico's Prince Diana.
Is he from Mexico?
I think so, right?
I think he's Mexican. I really love that my presents brought on this astrology topic. I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, right.
You did it.
I think the like phrase you were looking for was con mucho, mucho, mucho amor.
Amor, amor. You know what's funny? I was just somewhere. Oh, it was the American History Museum in DC, and it had like the history of entertainment, and it had like different sections. So it would be like the Asian American, and then Hispanic American, and it had Walter Mercado there. And I don't remember who I was with. I was like, oh, Walter Mercado. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, I don't even know how to explain who it is. This guy, Freddie Stebbins, that's an professor. He's a psychic. He's like world renowned. I don't know.
Yeah, I got another Santa one.
If it wasn't so late, I would call Freddie right now. We will call Freddie another time. Yeah. That's Walter Mercado. I will arrange that, but he's asleep. He lives in Miami.
That'd be hilarious.
He's asleep right now. Also, the messiest gay guy I've ever met. Have you ever been to Freddie's house?
I don't know if I have.
There was one night I was like out
because he's a little bit of like just a dude.
Yeah, but so I went to high school with his brothers. He has twin brothers. I went to high school with his brothers, and John Vieira, who we've called Cuban. He was our first Call Cuban guy, though. And there was one night we were all out, and we went back to Freddie's place in South Beach, and I walked in, and I'm like, what the fuck? You're gay? Like, it like blew my whole fucking stereotype. It's a little messy. There was like the cups didn't match.
Zero houseplants.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Maybe he's gotten it together. I don't want to fucking blow him up.
So here's another South Florida Santa story. My buddy Steve Lance, who I actually met doing America's Most Wanted reenactments. We were like murderers on the same crime.
Yeah.
And he's an awesome dude. And so now, we're all a little bit older, so he's got some gray hair. And he's playing Santa now. He decided to do Santa, right? And somebody videotaped him. He didn't know it, and this little girl didn't want to get on his lap, and so he told her like, "It's okay, you're in control of your." I mean, I could play it if you hear it. But he
sign this waiver.
So then he went viral for like being supportive of the girl not wanting to get on his lap.
Not like creepy.
Yeah. And so now they're like calling him woke Santa.
Well, I know Steve Lance.
Yeah, I'm sure
He's
you
a big
do.
guy, right?
Yeah,
I remember this guy.
He's great.
Did he do stand up or was it just acting?
I don't think he's ever.
But I think he would come out to stand up shows, right? I know Steve Lance. Sometimes the names escapes me.
Yeah, he's always in all the circles though. See if I can
big guy, blonde, right?
Yeah,
I remember Steve.
Like kind of.
I remember he would play Santa. Yeah, I remember Steve. Well, yeah.
How do I get past this?
Anyways, just remind me.
Here it is.
To get Walter Mercado on the show.
The
new year. So. Oh, you need to plug it in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how we do it. We've been doing this for a while. Louise did this. You still hold up to the microphone like an old man. Isn't it time for your cough syrup? Some Buckley's?
Buckley's. I feel great.
Oh, yeah.
My mom used to get this shit when I was in... My friends made fun of me one time in junior high. They were like, Dave,
the horn's going to sound, dude.
Weren't you sick yesterday?
The horn's going to sound, dude.
That's just a suggestion.
Okay.
And I go, no, my mom gave me some magic Canadian cough syrup, and I felt better. And then I was
Buckley's.
I said, this is her body.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was really loud. I'm sorry, everybody. Can you just pause that for a second? It's super loud.
It's because we needed John Wynn really loud.
I apologize to all of our listeners
I said, this is her body.
that you died.
Shut up so they can hear
I
it.
said, this is her body, and she's in control of her body. And I was I asked if she wanted to sit on my lap, and she said no. And I said, way to stand up for yourself, and way to say what you believe is true.
I love that.
You can't let even Santa Claus. If Santa Claus says you want to sit on my lap, if you don't want to, you say no.
That's right.
I said this is her.
Woke
life.
Santa, bro.
I'm sorry, but that was like, I felt like I was having a panic attack. That audio, it was really loud.
Yeah, there was like background music.
It was
Someone
either
added.
that, or it was like that track
guys.
on a Kanye album in between songs when he's just like play something weird. You're like, what was that?
I gotta say,
And it's like the next
I like
beat.
I like the idea of
I
the
said it's your body. You got it, and it's just.
I like the idea of the
some
character
bucklers.
of woke Santa though. I think that would be funny if Santa showed up at your house and he was like, "Are these cookies gluten free?"
Yeah, is that woke?
I think so. Yeah.
The gluten free is woke. That's like
Well,
a dietary
all right,
restriction.
Only almond milk, please, because animal cruelty.
So if you're allergic to peanuts, you know the fucking woke shit, dude. Some woke fucking.
All right, well, you
Why
do
is that-
better. What?
Why is it all food based?
I'm just thinking of Santa
Lactose
stuff.
intolerant.
Yeah.
So what would woke Santa do then?
He'd be
Give me a
like,
better-
I'm delivering presents to everyone. I don't care what color you
Yeah.
are. Normally, I skip the neighborhoods with brown people.
I think you're being a little specific. I think it's more like we can't really distinguish between naughty and nice because
Oh, yeah.
you know
That's right.
everyone
That's a good
needs
one.
to feel like they're special one way or another. And some people, the only reason why they're naughty is because of the systematic racism of
Yeah.
their people, and so it's not really their fault. So we just need to give presents to everybody.
Good job. That was good. That was way better than almond milk.
That's the game I want to play.
Yeah. Well, it's over the buzzer
Yeah.
sound suggestion, sort of.
Yeah.
That's it. We did a podcast.
Yeah. Coal's not good for the environment, so I'm not really big on fireplaces anymore, but you know, what you should do is make a fake fireplace with a solar powered flashlight and some fake cardboard cutouts. But make sure the cardboard don't be too wasteful because trees are cut down for those.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you look like.
Yeah.
You can look like me. All body shapes and sizes are acceptable.
Yeah.
Santa, don't fat shame me.
Yeah.
I'm like Lizzo.
Skinny people could be jolly too. Woke Santa.
Let me tell you, the Buckley's is doing you good.
Yeah.
I think you should do a shot before every podcast.
Well, you were
Healthy, sick or not.
You were making fun of me for drinking beers earlier, but I got to say, since I was feeling a little under the weather, I did a lot of shows with just tea in my system.
Kombucha?
Yeah, no, medicine balls. Medicine balls are a game changer, dog.
We did have one of those on the way back from.
Yeah.
I never had a medicine ball
Starbucks?
until the way back from Vegas. We pulled over and it's a hot peppermint tea.
Well, yeah, Starbucks isn't
Starbucks?
allowed to call. Everyone calls them medicine balls,
Yeah, they're not allowed to call anything with medicine at
Yeah,
Starbucks 'cause just in case they get
so they
sued.
call it citrus something.
hot lemony citrus peppermint
Yeah,
flake tea or something.
it's basically lemonade, honey, and tea.
Peppermint tea.
Pepper tea.
But then I said, "Is there caffeine in this?" And she goes, "No, but there was tea bags in there. Does peppermint tea not have caffeine?"
I have no idea.
It's another episode.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we learned a lot. We're not going to be here for 2 weeks. Thank you guys for listening for this whole year.
Have a woke Christmas, everybody, and or any holiday that you celebrate. It's all okay.
We'll be back on the 8th of January.
2 minutes left.
Oh, yeah.
Dos minutos.
We were
October 27th, I will be
kinda
in
wrapping
Orlando. Oh, big announcement.
October 27th.
I'm in December 27th.
Fucking cough syrup's got you fucked up.
December 27th. That show will be brought to you by Buckley's Cough Syrup. Tom Rhodes and Mike Lenoche are going to pop in and do sets on my show at the Orlando Improv on December 27th.
Couldn't have two more different comics coming in and things.
yeah.
Yeah, I like them both. It's great. I love Tom.
very
Tom's
different white
hilarious.
guys,
But yeah, it's very different style. So you'll get with this. Looks like a fake. This looks like you put on a movie set. We need some cough syrup. Someone would make it up like
Yeah. And then we're going to be in Tampa. Well, it's already sold out. We're going to be doing a show on the 10th of January to raise money for Heartland Horses.
It's sold out?
Sold out.
So we don't even need to show up.
Well, yeah, the money's already in the bag.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably.
We're not going to be there.
Yeah. It's going to be me, Forrest, Sean, Dave Burley, and then probably add someone too. And then we're going to be over in Tampa
But you can
on
say
the
this.
11th.
You can say the name of your mom's charity.
Heartland Horses.
So people can donate stuff there if they can't make it to the show.
And we'll probably open up some more seats. So if you want to go, just message us. We'll figure it out.
So that's on the which day? The 10th,
The
right?
10th, I think, is Wednesday.
On the 10th, and then the 11th through the 14th. We're going to be part of the Sunshine Comedy Festival.
Yep.
The schedule's still coming out, but we're definitely doing the podcast on
Saturday in the
the
afternoon.
13th in the afternoon.
I think Naughty Merman's going to be there with a bunch of people.
I hope so.
Yep.
It's right there. We'll see. If not, understand. She supports all of our shit all the time. But anyone else that's in the area, St. Petersburg or Tampa, come on true. It's a really good festival. Check out Sunshine Comedy Festival.
Yeah, they're bringing in a lot of people.
They keep adding names. I think they just added Matthew Broussard and somebody else that I saw on there. And there's already a lot of good comics and podcasts and stuff like that. And it's being put on by Side Splitters crew and Coastal Creative and some other really good people that we like to support in the Tampa Bay area. So check that out.
Yep.
I think that's it.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. Stay safe out there. We'll see you January.
For they are the mermen.